Salud and other things.
Yeah, I don't know.
I met him about 15 years ago. We did a live legal question and answer.
Thank you very much. I am Kevin Beauregard. I'm the OSH director here in North Carolina. I've been with the program for about 27, coming on 28 years now. So if you have any OSH questions, I'll be glad to answer them for you. But on behalf of Commissioner Cherie Berry and the rest of the North Carolina Department of Labor, I do want to thank Consul General Claudia Velasco and Consular Protection Department Adrian Villarreal for inviting me here to be part of your program today. I'm happy to be back here today. I think this is my third time here doing a signing alliance, and I'm glad that we're able to sign a new 2-year alliance between the Consulate General of Mexico and the North Carolina Department of Labor. The signing of this alliance is a symbolic gesture that accentuates the importance that both the North Carolina Department of Labor and the Mexican Consulate place on workplace safety and health. There are many Mexican nationals that work, live, and thrive throughout North Carolina. These workers play a vital role in our economy, in our communities, and we need to make sure that they're familiar with the rights to safe and healthful workplaces and fair pay in accordance with the current wage and hour laws. The primary objective of our alliance is to continue the collaborative relationship that we have formed over the years so that together we can continue to provide Mexican nationals in North Carolina's up-to-date information regarding resources that could positively impact the work experience within our state. North Carolina has the lowest injury and illness rate in our state's history and the 5th lowest in the nation right now. The Occupational Safety and Health Division in North Carolina of the Department of Labor has developed a strategic plan that includes working with NC employers, employees, associations, and groups like this for further reducing the injuries and illnesses in our state. Our plan includes utilizing our compliance, consultative, and training staff in industries and areas that have been experiencing issues. Many of the services and publications that the OSH Division has developed are offered in both English and Spanish, and some of the services available include workplace posters with the U.S. wage and hour laws and information, workplace posters containing the OSHA laws and applicable discrimination laws, publications such as subject matter, quick cards, and brochures on various topics, classroom training and webinars, department-produced bilingual safety and health videos pertaining to agricultural operations. We also have a streaming service that's available free of charge for anybody that's interested in it, where we have a lot of titles, both in English and in Spanish, on various training and health subjects, and it seems to have been pretty popular. And lately we have started doing podcasts. We just ventured into this last year. I did my first one a few weeks ago in conjunction with our Safe and Sound Week. Usually people can hear me pretty well. But it is something new to us, and we are interested. Perhaps we can do one with the consulate in the future if we have a certain subject matter we want to address out there. And so if you are interested, let me know, and I'll talk to our communications director, and we can look into doing that. Employees, employers, and consulate staff should feel free to contact the Department of Labor and obtain any information or report safety or wage and hour issues without fear of any reprisals. Please take a few minutes to review some of the materials that we have out on our booth outside. We have a table set up there that has some of our quick cards and safety and health information on how to contact us. You can also go to www.labor.nc.gov to learn more information about the different services that we have to offer. And I encourage all of you to share the information I've talked about today with your coworkers, business associates, clients, families, and friends. Together we can continue to make NC job sites safer and healthier for all workers. The Department of Labor staff and I look forward to working with all of you in the future. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Thank you very much for having us here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Beauregard.
Okay, well, now continuing with the agenda, I would like to ask Timothy Mearns, is the field attorney of the National Labor Relations Board, to address his remarks.
Hello, good morning, buenos días a todos. My name is Timothy Mearns, and I am an attorney with the National Labor Relations Board and an acting supervisor. And our officer in charge, Scott Thompson, had something come up last minute and could not be here, and he sends his regrets. So I don't have any prepared remarks, but I'll just tell you a little bit about what we do. So the Labor Board is a federal government agency, and we enforce and administer the National Labor Relations Act, which is a law that gives employees the right to form a union to represent them at their workplace, and also gives you some associated rights, regardless of whether you have a formal union representing you, to come together as workers and raise concerns, shared concerns about your working conditions and try to improve those working conditions. So we're very excited to be included in this group, and want to say thanks to the Mexican Consulate for inviting us. And one thing that I want to stress, we have more information out at the table. Please come and ask us questions, and we have people at our office that speak Spanish that can attend anyone that calls or comes to visit us. We're located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. That's the regional office for the Labor Board that handles cases in North Carolina as well as the surrounding states. But one point I want to make is that regardless of your immigration status in this country, you still enjoy protections under the National Labor Relations Act. And so that's something that we want to be here to promote and make sure people reach out to us and know that we will be there to help them. So gracias otra vez. Thank you again. We apologize for Mr. Thompson, but thank you for having us as part of this event.
Okay, well now I am very pleased to ask Ms. Jenny Bustamante. She is the Office Director of the non-profit organization Mil Mujeres Legal Services.
Thank you. Good morning. Buenos días a todos. First, thanks to the General Consulate of Mexico for the invitation. And I learned the value of immigrant workers as being an immigrant working. So for the organization that I represent, Mil Mujeres Legal Services, and for myself, it's an honor to be part of this inaugural ceremony. But with signing the Memorandum of Understanding, we are going to reinforce assistance to the Mexicans in the Carolinas. So we are going to, and we hope to continue giving information, resources, and especially legal services to the ones who are being victims of crimes or harassment in the workplace. So Mil Mujeres, as the consul said, is a non-profit organization who provide immigration legal services to low-income immigrants in the United States. We are around 13 states around the country, so we just wanted to keep growing and keep working for the community. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jenny. Well, now I would like to recognize the presence to our distinguished guests and partners. Ms. Jamie Benfield, District Director from the Department of Labor, Wage and Hour Division in South Carolina, and Mr. Richard Blaylock, District Director from the Department of Labor, Wage and Hour Division in North Carolina, with whom the Consulate General of Mexico in Raleigh already established a joint relationship with the signature of an arrangement of understanding. Would you please like to say some words?
Hello, Jamie Benefield, U.S. Department of Labor, Wage and Hour in Columbia, South Carolina. We cover the entire state of South Carolina. And the consulate has mobile events in South Carolina pretty regularly. And we're really glad to be able to participate in those events. And we look forward to continuing our relationship with the Mexican consulate.
I, like Jamie, am the director for the U.S. Department of Labor in North Carolina, and Jamie and I are very much partners in all of our efforts. But first and foremost, to the Consul General, Ms. Velasco, thank you so much for allowing us to be here today. This is a wonderful time to recognize the relationships that the federal government, specifically the U.S. Department of Labor, has with the Mexican consulate. I honestly don't know how many memorandums of understanding we've had signed now. This is at least our third or fourth one. And building those type of relationships between our countries does nothing but further protect the workers here that come to the United States. And just like Mr. Thompson, it's very important that any person working here in the United States, regardless of their legal status, they have protections of our laws. In fact, when we do our investigations, that is not even a question that we consider because it's not important. And so I just encourage that in all communication that we share that first and foremost. Because when we conduct investigations, it's so important that we have cooperation from workers. And if they feel threatened by our presence, then we can't be effective in the jobs that we do. So, and just in a nutshell, we enforce the majority of the federal labor laws across the country, minimum wage, overtime, very important child protection laws. Here in the Southeast, we've had 7 deaths related to work-related injuries, none in North Carolina in the last couple of months with people under legal age to be working in the areas that they're working. So it's very important that we get this communication out, that we take these laws very seriously. And we also have a booth here, so if anyone has any questions, we have people attending that booth that speak both Spanish and English, and we're more than glad to help any way we can. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Well, now it gives me great pleasure to introduce our special guest, the Consul General of Guatemala in Raleigh, Jorge Archila, who will be the honorable witness of the signatures that are taking place today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello everybody, my name is Jorge Archila. I'm the Consul General of Guatemala in Raleigh. I'm honored to participate in this 11th Labor Rights Week. It's the third that we do as a Consulate of Guatemala here in Raleigh. We're fairly new, so we are thankful for Consul General Velasco for the invitation to once again be part of this event. It is a very important event where we think that we want to establish trust between all the organizations that provide these services, that do the protection of the workers and the workers themselves. It is important the resources are available, the need is there. We just need to want to be the bridge between these organizations and the community itself to create trust and encourage people to report those when their wages are being stolen, when there are any rights violations. And it is important for us to send a message, a unified message, with both consulates, the Department of Labor and other organizations here, that no matter what your immigration status is, you have rights and your rights have to be respected. So we are happy to be once again participating in this event. We are having the same event here at our consulate in Raleigh. We're having different organizations coming to our consulate. We had a labor rights fair a week ago. So that is a very important topic for us and very important message that we want to send. Sin importar el estatus migratorio, ustedes tienen derechos. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And well, last but not least, I'd like to introduce our host, the Consul General of Mexico in Raleigh, Claudia Velasco.
Good morning, everyone. Buenos días. Gracias por acompañarnos este lunes, iniciando la semana. Thank you to all our partnership for joining us today, and to our special guests for your warm remarks. Mr. Jamie Benfield, District Director from the U.S. Department of Labor, Wage and Hour Division of South Carolina. Richard Blacklock, District Director from the U.S. Department of Labor, Wage and Hour Division in North Carolina. Consul Jorge Archila, Consul General de Guatemala en Raleigh. and Mr. Kevin Beauregard, Deputy Commissioner of North Carolina Department of Labor, Occupational Safety and Health Division, Mr. Tommy Cummins, Field Attorney of the National Labor Relations Board, Jenny Bustamante, Raleigh Office Director from Mil Mujeres Legal Services. And the Consul General of Mexico in Raleigh is encouraging the Labor Rights Week as an effort to raise awareness to worker and employer rights and responsibility under U.S. labor laws. In this 11th edition, the general term is the value of your work, el valor de tu trabajo. Our main object is to attract the attention of all workers in the U.S. regardless of their immigration status and highlights their contribution to the economy of the communities they live in. Labor Rights Week is an initiative that the community regards now as a valued resource. As you know, each year during the last week of August, we join efforts with the U.S. Department of Labor agencies, worker rights groups, faith-based community organizations, and local unions, with help with information workshops, instructive sessions, and other special events to disseminate information and education material to effort the fundamental right. As you know, the Labor Rights Week is held in the 51 cities, including San Juan, Puerto Rico, where Mexico has consulate representations. In this context, the Labor Rights Week marked the beginning of our renewal partnership and long-term collaboration between the Consulate and the North Carolina Department of Labor, Occupational Safety and Health Division, and Mil Mujeres Legal Services. I know that my colleagues and I share the same feeling of excitement and optimism when think of the wonderful possibilities that can come with our partnerships. In closing, I would like to express again my sincere thanks to Mr. Kevin Beauregard and from Jenny Bustamante to making this agreement a reality. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos y quiero hacer también un reconocimiento a la gente que viajó de South Carolina esta mañana por estar aquí y muchas gracias, Mr. Hill, también por acompañarnos. Buenos días.
Well, now we will continue with the signing ceremony. We're going to start with the renewal of the agreement establishing an alliance between the Consulate General of Mexico in Raleigh and the North Carolina Department of Labor, Occupational Safety and Health Division. Emma, you will please come. Thank you. And now, for the first time, it is our pleasure to proceed to sign an agreement alliance with the non-profit organization Mil Mujeres Legal Services. With these agreements, we establish a joint relationship to provide to Mexican nationals residing in the Carolinas guidance, legal support, and beside other matters, important training resources to promote workers' rights. Well, finally, I would like to invite all our guests and media to join us outside the waiting room in order to inaugurate the 11th Labor Rights Week. And afterwards, you are welcome to come back to this room to have some refreshments. We have coffee and juices and also Mexican pastry. Thank you very much.
Me acompañan representantes de la Oficina de Trabajo de North Carolina y también de South Carolina, el cónsul de Guatemala. Entonces vamos a hacer la inauguración. Hoy es lunes 26 de agosto, siendo las 10:55 de la mañana. Declaro inaugurada la Semana de los Derechos Laborales. Gracias por acompañarnos.